Hi there, just going to talk you through using my virtual studio sets with After Effects. You might have seen one of the other tutorials about using PNG layers where you saw me build up this studio from each individual layer. But there's another quite nice way of doing it, and that is to use the Photoshop file which comes included. I'm going to close this project down and I'll start again from scratch. And I will use the Studio 4 multi-angle Photoshop file. We need to import it into After Effects as a composition. And what you'll find is you've got a single composition with all of the various angles, guess 1, guess 2, guess 3, left, right, mid and wide as nested compositions within that. Now the first thing you'll notice when you do this is you'll see this great big weird looking gradient, red and green, yellow thing. Now that is a special layer which sits inside every angle in the Photoshop file, and it's used by TriCaster to map live inputs. It's basically a big UV gradient, and we don't really need that. If we look here at this mid angle here, you'll see one of these layers is called input A, name equals blah blah blah, and that will be this UV gradient, and we don't need it. Now you can either delete it, in which case everything's looking much neater, or what I sometimes like to do is to search for anything called input, and it'll list all of the input layers and we can delete all of them. So if we go back into our main comp now, you'll see that each of those nested compositions is looking a lot more like it's supposed to look. Anyway, let's have a look at this mid angle. There's a demo version of the mid angle from each studio that you can download from the site, so you can try this all out for yourself if you're not sure about anything. Now, what we'll see here, if we were using the individual PNG layers, we'd have to assemble this ourselves, but this is all come in automatically with everything as a separate layer in the correct order. So we've got a desk, we've got a guide for the desk, we've got a guide for the talent, we've got a nested composition with all of the lighting in it, we've got the midground layer. That's probably the most important layer in each of these. The midground will be the main structure of the set. We've got a nested composition for the screen and another one for the stuff that's outside the windows. I'll get rid of the guide desk, but I'm going to keep the guide talent. Let's get our green screen guy and put him in the studio, and we'll key him out like that, and using our guide we can scale him down and get him roughly the right sort of size there, and then we'll get rid of our guide talent, turn the desk on, put him where he needs to be. I might make him a little bit smaller. And there we are, that's it. So he's now doing his stuff, and he will be appearing in this original composition with all of the other angles. Now I suppose the only other thing to mention is if you want to start customizing this set and change different layers, just go into the nested composition. So for example, there's the view outside the window. I'll get my Paris skyline, put that in instead, scale it down, and then we go back to our main comp. There it is. That's it. Thanks for watching.